True Crime with Terrible Sight. I was going over some comments, and tonight I'm going to talk about some grief I've been getting on videos I do. Yes, the last video I did on the Delphi murders, I did say something about the girls and, being left, out to do their own thing. And don't get me wrong, I'm sure a lot of kids these days like to have their independence, going out, doing what they want. But in modern times, like I always say, you can't be too safe in this world. And as you can see, disaster leads to something every time. And people have been asking me, where do I get my stuff? I should do my stories better with more, say so, looking into the story more. But hey, I'm just like everybody else. And everybody's been telling me, go to this channel, go to that channel, go to this, all these YouTube channels. Don't get me wrong, I understand there's people out there that probably have better info than me, better content than me, better this than me. But you know what? Like I said, I don't like going on other people's pages. Whatever, not in so much a fear of saying, hey, I said that. And then they say I said that, and this guy said what I said, and he's taking our content, blah, 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 blah. It's difficult to go through this because, I'm not, I go about my own business, all right? And yeah, sometimes I could be saying something and it just screws up the whole case. People have been saying that. Misleading people. I'm not here to mislead nobody. I just want to make sure everybody's clear. Of course, another person says, don't write back to me and tell me about you and how you work and da-da-da-da, but whenever, I hold high respect to this person. High respect. Everybody has their freedom of speech. Everybody has their, what they want to share. I get it. Not everything I'm going to come out is accurate and correct, but I'm not here to, and I'm not trying to be correct. I'm just trying to give other thoughts, theories, ideas to get another perspective into the story, not just the same old stuff you hear. And just like this comment, all right? So correct this guy if he's wrong. Because where do I get my info? Well, obviously comments from YouTubers like you. Great fans of mine. Highly appreciate it. Someone comes along and says something like this, that this Bridge guy actually came across two witnesses, just like Maura Murray came across a witness. So where are the witnesses? Where are their testimony? What does the guy look like? Why haven't they brought forth this? Just like the psychic guy that has commented to me numerous times. Highly appreciated. Thank you once again for joining my channel. If you didn't, hey, so be it. If you just come to watch, that's cool too. But he keeps claiming he's a psychic and he knows exactly who did it. But they don't listen to him. So if that means anything to you, hey, everybody's got their own opinion. That's like everybody don't like my opinion. But I'm not here to give my, opinions. I'm here to just give out other ideas to the story that I haven't read yet. If there's something I don't see and I try to go through my stuff, going off of people's contents in, like, the news stuff, all these websites that bring up their stuff, what had happened, and sometimes these things change. Sometimes these things don't have the right content, right? And everybody's thinking I'm misleading people, but I'm not. I'm not misleading people because I'm reading it and I'm repeating it, and that's why I always do a video of something of content that was said, and that's my point. And someone said they didn't want to hear this. Well, then don't watch the video, don't hear it. But this is what I do. I take the content, I read it, or I remember it, Sometimes, I mean, for this comment, I should just keep continuing what I do and bring up the damn page, because I have been stopping that because I do remember things. But when people are blaming me for saying the wrong things, and when I'm getting it from another website and I'm just repeating it, and all I do is throw in my thoughts, theories, ideas. That's it. That's all I'm here for. I'm not here to, I know I'm not going to solve this case because I don't know all the facts. I already know this. But just like the Maura Murray case, and I brought up something that was not put to the public by the police, and they contacted me. Someone that's been working on the case contacted me because of what I said and thought, whoa. Yeah, obviously you're pretty good as could be a detective. And you know what? Hey, if I was given the opportunity to do this and, go along the murder scene, oh, hell yeah, I'd do it. And I'd try to give out my own thoughts, theories, ideas. That's it. I'm not trying to, like I said, I'm not trying to come in here and change people's stuff. I'm here to repeat stuff that is said that don't make goddamn sense to me. Don't make no sense to me at all. And that's why I put forth stuff. And that's why I'm going over comments now, because I got to show you stuff that people sent me that make me look into stuff, make me get ideas from stuff. And just like the last video I just did, mapping out where they're saying this guy went near a farm, and I got comments too. It's all the farms over by, together, you dummy. I'm getting all these emails. People call me stupid, whatever. I don't care. It is what it is. But like I said, I'm only here to give thoughts, theories, ideas. I'm not here friggin' ruining people's stuff. I'm not here misleading people. I'm here to do what I think is best, and that's go over stuff that I read. Because like I said, some of that stuff in the past that I have read or looked at has disappeared. Sometimes there's a friggin' article that comes up, I go back on it, and it ain't the same writing. It ain't the same this. It's like it either disappeared or it changed. That's why I try to do my damnedest to bring up the article that I'm reading and going on, and so forth. So actually, here we have 2 witnesses. She spoke to him briefly. These people are to be witnessed, or at least 2 of them, right? Moving on. Now we got this. Now here we go. Last video saying these girls, in my eyes, were just let out into the public. Don't get me wrong. Kids sometimes have that right to do this. But someone in is written. These girls asked their grandmother, who acted more as their mother, if they could go to the bridge. The grandmother said only if their dad said it was okay. I don't know what the Kisley. The sister agreed to drop them off if their dad, Derek, could pick them up. Apparently the girls didn't ask permission and didn't ask their dad to pick them up until they were already dropped off. This is an interview with the grandparents, again, who acted as parents, by James Renner on YouTube. There is another interview by Gary Hughes. That's where you're going to get your most reliable information. Obviously, what I commented in my last video, saying that these girls were kind of dropped off, well, here's my backup. They lied. Okay. Now, if someone says this is wrong information, if someone wants to argue with this person, look in my comments, find the name, and tell them who's misleading. Tell them that they're, doing something wrong. Don't say things to the case that misleads people. I'm not trying to be rude to nobody, but when I say something, and this was before I even got this comment that I did my video and read this. So, okay. Okay, and I think this comment is on that video that I said to the girls being dropped off. Unintended. This came up. You see, this is where I get reliable sources, huh? So sometimes I ain't got to look up stuff, but I'm putting, you see, what I'm trying to do, well, I can't even let out my secret. I can't let out my secret of why I do this. Because if the killer hears it, then they're going to know my way of doing things. But you got to remember, and this is another thing to remember, the way I do things is because I know damn well that one day the killer could finally come upon my videos and see them. I'm going to tell you something. I do my stuff in riddles. I do my stuff right, as you can see. But I can't reveal all my secrets. So I'm getting these comments. But there's a method to the madness. You see? And if the killer comes along and gets my method, it could be like a warning shot. Oh, wait a minute. Or, oh, I better cover that up. So, yeah, you know, there's a method to the madness, but I will continue to do my... Someone said, no, this is not it. What did I do? Oh, shoot, that's the wrong one. Joan Roche. See, I did this Joan Roche video. Someone said, you're right on track, Joan, even though this is another mystery murder. And it said about selling a house. And how this story just disappeared. And they hit her with a phone as a weapon. Someone was listening to me on that story, but I can't give out all my good stuff. Libby's mom said Libby did reset her phone only a couple days before she went missing. See, here comes another thing. So if you're going to say, how do I get stories? How do I get this? I do look up stuff, and then people come out with stuff that I never read. I never read this. This ain't in the article. So you better wonder why I come out with stuff, because stuff comes up that is not in the article. When someone comes up like this, her mom said because her phone was slow, but another possibility is someone may have been catfishing Libby and told her to reset her phone and then asked her mom how to do it. Just possibly theory. Another scarier possibility, the family member was catfishing her and suggested the phone reset. Holy crap. I was even looking at that stepdad or granddad or whoever there was in the beginning on the Dr. Phil show. How he almost looked like that picture, the first sketch. But I ain't even gonna get into that. But there you go. Some stuff that was never said in the article of resetting the phone. So there's a purpose and method to my madness of why I do things. And how I get things to come up. Now, names. How did I get this person? How did I get that person? This person tells me to look up Michael Allen on Facebook. I haven't done that yet because I haven't been on Facebook. I don't go on Facebook much no more because it's not meeting my expectations. Every time I put something up, I don't get a view. And that's all I went on Facebook was to try and start a business of my YouTube. But that went down south too. Plus all the crap that's been going on in my life. I ain't got time to go on Facebook. I gotta, keep my time tracked on this as much as I can. And this person, I personally think the law's person, Michael Bernard, who later changed his name after the murders, Michael Allen. So here's another thing that came up, not mentioned in the article. Never heard of 3 signatures because in the video I was talking about the 3 signatures of the guy talking about the murderer, but he never came up with what the hell was it. All he did was recap the story. But that's interesting, isn't it? Some law enforcement guy changes his name. And this is the guy that said that she did have him say down the hill in episode 5. I still haven't got the right episode. If they did, I want this person to contact me back, because I went to that episode 5, and like I said, I didn't hear nothing about down the hill. This is about that girl. Then you got Randy Gravett. He would have happily show you where the bridge is. He lives right there. This is when I wasn't at the right bridge type thing, so... This guy's saying it's random, sexually motivated. My attention has always been on FSG, who supposedly saw a bridge guy on trails after he killed the girls and is responsible for putting forward the first sketch. So this is whoever that is putting first the first sketch. So once again, you know, where do I get my stuff? This is because I got the wrong bridge. Someone tell me the wrong bridge. But, I mean, that's it. Other than that, now I wanted to go over something that I have found. So, I mean, how do I get my sources? How do I get my... There's a method to my madness. It's a method to the madness. Now, I forgot to get the comment up of the Mears guy, which is a prosecutor. Alright? Now, I was very curious about this Mears guy. So I typed in Mears farm, and Mears, John Mears came up. Now, these people are respectively, they live near this bridge. They restored this bridge, I believe, is said in an article I brought up. Found because someone asked me, or told me to look up Mears. Just check into it. And I guess this guy's a prosecutor of someone who did murder. So he's familiar with murder. And as you can see here, you have, right here. Come on. No. Hey. Oh, you jerk. In my last video, we were over here. Ew.
Why are you up there?
Oop. Dang it. So as I was saying, the last video I did, we were over here. As you can see over here, we have the John Mears house. Very close to the bridge. Now, I'm not pointing no fingers to nobody. But what I have found is very interesting. And, of course, here's a better view of where we are. I don't know if this is John Mears, which I believe it is because I did a face thing, but here we have Mr. Mears, and they're trying to, I mean, it's not John Mears, I forget his name. I'll have to put it up in the description, but here they are trying to match this man's face. Now, like I said, I'm behind on the case. Maybe they've already dropped him out of the thing, because, I mean, I can honestly say, by looking at the face, I don't know how tall this guy is. Once again, Yeah, I think he might have, I can say he's honestly ruled out. Because I can see right away, you know, right away. Shoulders down, this guy goes out. Hey, what the hell happened there? Whoop, how did that happen? What the hell you doing? But, Ryan Mears, that's his name. And that's why I came up with the video, why the Mears farm. Barn. But, of course, here we have all this. There, yeah, that is him. But, I would say, Bridget guy's face is too fat. And their shoulders go out once again. So, I mean, and then I looked up, of course. Oh, and then this came up. About 2 girls missing. One in 2000, one in 2011. Still has not been found. I still gotta go over that. But as you can see, Indiana's got a lot of interesting stuff happening out there with also missing people, girls. And still has not been found. I think one girl's remains were found 3 years later. But, like I say, things spawn out on things. And then looking at the mapping here, right? US 421. I believe there's a murder somewhere here in this area. And one of the bodies were found. Surprisingly how close to town it is. And they were saying US 421, but I don't know if this plate or this highway goes out further towards the woods. But to me that seems very odd. Because one of the bodies were found on this, but as you can see, and I did go through the map and everything, it's just weird how it's just in the center of town. Unless it goes out to the right, further out in the woods, but that was bizarre. And that's another thing I want to look into. Just how far away from all this. But if that is, you know, it says Delphi. And it is insane, people, to have something like that come up when you're looking into stuff. So, I mean, hey, something to think about. Like, that's the John Mears, the Wilson Bridge that they repaired. Oh, and another thing about the Mears family I'd like to mention. I think I did that. Yep. The Delphi Times is where I got this information. But just kind of made me think. Kind of made me wonder that the Mears family lead by example, not only preserving their historic farms, but using them champion rural heritage in Carroll County and beyond, when the nearby Wilson Bridge over Deer Creek was threatened with replacement in early 2000. Built in 1998, spanned the 2009 farms provided setting for kids, provided a dynamic setting for kids ages 12 to 8 to learn about historic barns. By Indiana Landmarks, Delphi Physician Society, the Mayor's Household Barn hosted a barn again. workshop in 2012 and recruited extended family members to open their historic barns for a tour. Why the Mears barn came up. Oh, someone asked me, how do I look up my stuff? And how did I come across that, you say? Well, let's do this real quick, and then I'm out of here. And go to my search bar. Let's see. As you go on to Ryan Mears, this is why it came up. Someone mentioned the name, I looks it up. And this goes on to say, why the Mears barn? And someone deleted something there, but because of the Mears barn across the street from the Logan house. Seriously, thanks. So the map I copied is actually from a public records, property records are public for Carroll County, Indiana, and many places. You can search up the Logan residence to start with because it's a familiar starting point, and then they switch to the map view and pan around. You know, this is all about the Logan farm and the Mears barn. And of course the Logan guy was ruled out, but knowing that the Mears farms are across the street, and someone mentioned the farm, which one? And then and that's where I went to that daily news thing and found out that the Mears hosted tours. So, just something to think about, right? My thoughts, my theories, my ideas. I'm not accusing nobody. How do I get my stuff? This is how I do it. Through comments. You know, through people, the places. Names. This stuff. Right. So, I want to thank everybody joining my YouTube channel. I'm going to set this up. Oh, look, there. Thank everybody for joining. I respect everybody's comment to me of what I'm doing. But as you can see, this is one thing that is very puzzling, and articles that come out are puzzling. Answers are puzzling. You know, questions are puzzling. Everything in this case is puzzling. And if there was witnesses that seen this guy and they still haven't got him, come on. And I told somebody that in a comment that I believe that I'm not. They said I'm screwing up the story. I'm screwing up and confusing people with my videos. But you know what? I go off, like I said, from articles. As you can see, I showed you what I do. A lot of articles I read are confusing. And a lot of articles I've read don't cover everything that I've found, or don't cover everything that people have said in comments. And then last thing I said to that person was, someone is trying to cover up all this. And pretty much, you know, what the hell the word I use? Conceal a killer. We are just here to do my thoughts, theories, ideas. I'm not here pointing a finger at nobody. I'm not here to mislead nobody. Just thoughts, theories, ideas. And what I found and showed tonight, something to think about, people. Especially the ones that are giving me grief. I understand where you're coming from. I respect you fully. I'm not trying to mislead nobody. Just here to give thoughts, theories, ideas. I keep saying it. But we all can agree on one thing. Someone's concealing this guy from getting caught, right? Concealing the evidence. Concealing the identity. It's something we can all agree on. And who knows? Who knows? Something I come up with could be something in there that has not been released to the public yet. And I think that will give that person, or the killer himself, the chills up their spine. The hope that something don't come up, like the Maura Murray case. I figured something out. Other than that, everybody be safe, take care, always beware. Till that next video. Out.